Hey everybody, Garrett Pearson here, day 26. Sitting in a chair, a little bit different scenery here in the office. Day 26 of Software Secrets, and today we're going to be talking about legal matters. And you can see I'm growing my beard out for Christmas time. Yeah, not doing too well, but anyway, legal matters of a software company, software business, SaaS, apps, whatever, okay? There's a couple things that I want to talk about that will help you, and you don't need to be scared about this, you don't need to be worried, but I'm going to bring up some things that we've been through, so just to help you know that it can happen. We have been had legal matters come across our table 2 times. We weren't completely sued, but we were on the verge of being sued for some of our other companies, okay? And the interesting thing is we got a bulldog lawyer, and we actually won. And not only did we win, but we could have sued them for wasting our time, essentially. So why I wanted to bring this up is because with software funnels, we're using a lot of open source software, and there's a lot of different licenses. And so what I decided to do is, and we were looking at them, and the language is hard to understand. It could go either way based on what the language said of using open source software. And what open source software is it's software that already exists that people are giving out there to the world to use, with license agreements and certain things that you can do with those licenses and with that open source software. And most of the tools, the only way that we can build software funnels in 6 months is if we use these open source tools, or else we'd have to build them all by ourselves, and it would take a year or more, okay? Because we've got a lot of tools that we're building into this. And so we're just reading through these over the last couple weeks, and we just want to dot all our I's and cross all our T's. And so we hired a lawyer. He's based out of San Francisco, and he's an expert in open source. And all we did to find this lawyer is we were just looking and searching, and we ran across him. And really what you just need to do is find a lawyer that's an expert in what it is that you want to do, what it is that you need to accomplish. So we found this lawyer in San Francisco and paid him a good amount of money. I mean, they're not cheap, but then he went through all the open source, and I just got an email back last night. He going through each of the tools that we're using and the open source we're using, and telling us what we can and can't do. And it was great. It's perfect, and it's pretty much what we already thought. And a lot of the open source that we're using, there's about 4 common open source license agreements, and most of the software that we're using are the easier licenses, which is awesome because we can pretty much do what we need to do. And then 1 or 2 of them are on the higher level of the licenses, which are a little bit more restrictive of what we can do and what we have to do to use that open source. So I was really excited to find out that everything's going to be just fine. And we pretty much already knew it was, but we just wanted to make sure that we're going to be in compliance with all these open source software that we're using. And so I bring this up and want to teach this to you because when you are going into building software, you need to be aware of the legal ramifications of you building the software that you're going to build. There will be, if you're going into a market where there's competition already existing, they're going to try and bully you. And that's when I told you that in the past we've had legal matters come across the table, it's because we went into markets where there was already competition, and these people wanted to bully us and see if they could just get us off the table because we were growing really fast. And we were able to just pound that legal of what they were trying to do and just get it off the table right away. So there are some things that I do want to teach you about that you should be aware of. So again, don't be worried. Just realize that you need to be honest. You need to do things on the up and up and dot all your I's and cross all your T's. But one thing that you do need to do is when you're going through the domain step 2, I think it is, step 2 of when you're finding your domain name and the name of your software and naming your business, hire a lawyer. Okay, hire a lawyer, just a trademark lawyer that can go out and make sure that there's no trademarks or copyrights or whatever on the brand name that you are coming up with. More than likely, if you find a domain name that already exists, and this isn't 100%, so consult your lawyer, but more than likely, if you find a domain that already exists, that is not already taken, more than likely that name will be fine and you're going to be fine. But I still would just go out and pay a couple, $200-300 to get a trademark lawyer to look into. And there's probably services out there, and I'll check on that, but there's probably services out there that these companies that'll do that for you, and go out and make sure that the brand name that you're trying to use and the domain name and everything don't have any past trademarks or copyright or anything that you would be infringing on. So that's my tip of the day from legal matters. Just here's the bottom line: don't be worried, and just make sure that you are doing things correctly. Just make sure that you are doing things that will help you be honest and be truthful. So that's it for today. We'll talk to you tomorrow, and that'll be the last day until next week after Christmas. And I just want to thank everybody for watching. We have a lot of new people that have liked and joined the community here at Software Secrets Facebook page. So welcome to all of you, and thank you. Hope you guys all have a great day.